Okay, if you're new to watercolor, you might find watercolor fairly intimidating. This is a fun little warm-up exercise just to show you what watercolor will do and the possibilities. So if you just take water, put it on your paper. See how it stays on the little, now I'm not perfectly level, but you'll be flat, so yours will work a little bit better than mine because I paint on an angle. So if I want to control that, I can just move my paper around. Okay. But I want it to stay just like that. So put some drops on your paper, like that. Then take your yellow on your brush and just touch the drops. And you see, wherever the water is, I can change the color. I can make it into an orange. And if wherever I put that pigment, it's going to follow the trail that the water has left. Wherever the water goes, that's where the paint will go. So now pick up some blue. If I want to make a violet, I'm just going to drop the blue into the red. Make a nice violet. If I put the water on the paper where it's dry, it isn't going to go anywhere. It's just going to stay wherever I put it. But if I touch the water drops, I can change the color and everywhere that I put it, it'll follow the water, the pattern that I made with the water. If I don't want something, I can just pick it up and dry it up. Now you see what's happening with this one. If I want it to go back, I can make it. It's really fun to play with it because water is just magical. So that's a good little practice for you. If you want to see how to mix color right on the paper, and we'll do some more of this in the class. There's blue, and if I put yellow over the top, I'm going to get a green. And you learn this in primary school. If I have a red and I put a blue on top, I'm going to get a violet. And we'll talk more about this. Also during the class, you'll see. If I have a green, well, let's not get so complicated. Okay, let's just leave that for now. So that's basic color theory because your three colors are your yellow. Now, see, that has green mixed in it. Your red and your blue. And that's how I start my beginners out. I used to do a split primary, which was 2 reds, 2 yellows, and 2 blues, but I saved that for the intermediate class because it was too overwhelming for my beginners. So that's the magic of water. Now I'll show you something else. So if I take and I put down a wet, clean water with my big brush all the way on my paper. And this paper is not 100% cotton paper, so it's not quite as good as the 100% cotton paper, but it's great paper to practice on. So I'm just pre-wetting all of this to get this effect. There's no other medium that is as magical as watercolor. And I have painted in acrylics in the past, and I paint in oils now. But watercolor is just always been my favorite medium. Okay, so now if I take a fairly hefty amount of my blue and I go along this line right here, watch what happens. If I just drop the pigment in here, just like that. See, it starts to spread. It'll spread up, it'll spread down. And the more pigment I put, the further it's going to spread. If I touch it down here with even more water, if I go along the edge, you're going to see it will come way down here. So I can use that pigment to paint some water here. I can put a little bit more if I want here. So basically we have a water scene. If I want the sky, I can just keep wetting up here, and this pigment will crawl wherever the water is. So you can see, now I do have some pigment on my brush. So now I have a sky. And if I want trees, trees are always bluer in the background, but if I want green, a little bit of green in there, all I have to do is take my yellow, do the same thing, just drop it right along the edge here. And if it's not moving enough, I just need to add more water. So just take a wet brush and just touch along the pigment. So now you have a tree line and a reflection in the water, a sky and a ocean or a sea or a calm, whatever. So let's make that one match. So we'll put a tall tree there because we have a tall tree there. Put another tall tree there, add a little more blue to it, and you can do just as much of this as, make this as complex as you want. If you really take some heavy pigment and drop it in there, it's going to run again. So you could just keep doing this. Just stay along your horizon. You can go up in here. Let's put a little more blue in this one. So now we have a tree line, and we have the reflections, we have the sky and the water. And that's just a fun little experiment. If you want to mix your pigment, you can mix the blue and the yellow on your palette and make a green and drop that in here and there. Okay. Let's put some more trees up in here just so those don't look so lonely. All right, so you can get an effect something like this or like this. And that is watercolor at its most basic right here. So this is a good way to start familiarizing yourself with the properties of water and paint together and what they're able to do. But we're going to do a lot more exercises. So I just wanted to show you guys this just to warm you up a little bit.